difference. You got to know how to handle egos, and hopefully George Karl can get it done.
All right.
It did work for Larry eventually.
We're going to leave it there. Great debate, but we're going to look at it from the Sixers' standpoint. They get a couple of first-round draft picks. Neither will be lottery picks, obviously, so they'll be late first-round picks. And then, you know, they get Andre Miller and Joe Smith. Skip, was this a bad deal for Philly?
There's one way, and only one way. This could turn out to be the best deal in Philadelphia since they went and got Dr. J, and that's if, obviously, they finish with the worst record in the NBA, which they were on the way to doing, even with Allen Iverson for a while. They're 5-18 now. I'm not saying that management should encourage the team to tank games, but if I'm management, I don't go out of my way to win a whole lot of games because clearly and obviously this is the year with the Shaq or Duncan at the top of the draft and Greg Oden.
You don't mean that, Skip. You don't mean that.
I do.
You don't mean that you want the 76ers to tank games for a better draft pick. You play the game to win.
I send Chris Webber at the end of the bench. I didn't want a good young player in return because Andre Miller's okay. He'd be a good point guard if I take my two bottom picks in the first round, parlay them to get a good player, and I get either Oden or don't sleep on that Kevin Durant at Texas. He's going to be a big star in this league. Give me either one of those guys, and life
so it's a great deal if it turns out to be a bad deal.
Hey, let me tell you something.
In a way.
The Philadelphia people and the fans, they get what they deserve. We've been up there. Crazy people. Crazy franchise, crazy city as far as the sports. And let me tell you something. Nobody can name a player outside of Allen Iverson, maybe Andre Iguodala as far as that Philadelphia 76ers team. And you think about their past. You think about the Charles Barkleys and the Moses Malones that they got rid of. Those folks can't be satisfied. So they get everything they deserve, in my mind.
Philadelphia's in trouble. Let me tell you why they're in trouble. Because you got 2 first-round draft picks, and so many first-round draft picks are bust. I'm talking lottery picks, and these aren't lottery picks. What can they do? There's no player that's coming out this year or next year that are going to be able to do what AI did while he was in
Maybe Greg Oden. Maybe Greg Oden.
Greg Oden, am I right?
Greg Oden's a big man. Yeah. I'm talking about a point guard. I'm talking about a guy that can score. I'm talking about a guy that makes the difference.
Okay.
And here's the point. Where were they going with Allen Iverson? You say he's the only one they knew.
Well, they were going to sell tickets at least. You should ask for a reimbursement.
You don't think Greg Oden will sell some tickets?
No, right now. Who are they going to sell tickets to?
I don't care. I don't want to sell any tickets. I'm selling them for next year.
The 76ers, guys, and you guys are here in New York, the 76ers are behind the Knicks. They're in big trouble.
You know what, though, Ryan? That they are. They're 5-18. They've lost 11 in a row. That's the bad news. The good news is, in the horrendous Atlantic Division, they're only 5 games out of first place.
That's true. That's very true.
Incredible.
All right, we are off and running. As you can see, it's going to be a nice, calm day here today with First and 10. Coming up, instant email. Weigh in on any of our topics today, which you will find at our website, coldpizza.tv. Dana, what else is ahead on today's show?
All we need are the 2 stews. Do we need anything else? I'll just listen to them the whole time. But we will give you some other stuff. Frank Gore is bringing the Bay Area back to respectability, but he's not surprising everybody out there. Find out who knew Gore would be this good when he was at the U. And what's been the secret to Jeff Garcia's success after 2 disastrous seasons? We'll tell you how the 3-time Pro Bowler finally found his form. Also coming up on Cold Pizza, we're revealing the most insane hits delivered on college campuses this year. You do not want to miss college football's top hits of the season. You're watching Cold Pizza live from New York City.
All right, back for 4th down. And Skip Bayless is here every day, in to take on Skip today. Because you've had such an easy time with one opponent, we decided to give you 2. 2 live stews. They have a terrific radio show syndicated out of Atlanta. It's on 23 stations across this fine country of ours. Doug and Ryan Stewart, who told me that the last time they had an all-out brawl was just about a year ago on the air.
Yeah, on the air, live, first ever in history.
Hey, this show Big Brother how it was done, Jay. You know? I mean,
all right, you were busy in the break doing something. What were you doing?
Yeah, I went to the back and I talked to my guys in the back, and actually I was a little bit off base of Skip with the communist comment.
Right.
Actually, Skip is more of like a Canadian Mountie. let's call him Skipley Do-Right.
Skipley Do-Right of the Canadian Mounted Police, a big fan of Steve Nash. Skip, your comments.
Well, at least I'm not an ugly American. At least I'm open-minded enough to love players from all countries, all creeds, all colors. Bring them on. I respect that.
Skipley Do-Right?
Skipley Do-Right.
Okay, I like that. All right, well, you're going to love this because his favorite topic is Terrell Owens. He's a big fan of T.O. Didn't make the Pro Bowl, despite the fact that, guys, he does lead the NFL with touchdown catches, 11. Did they get that right, Ryan, leaving him off?
I like the player, Terrell Owens, but the person, I don't think so. When it comes to him being a Pro Bowler, I think there are 4 wide receivers that are better than Terrell Owens this year, including Terrell's drops. It's a problem, okay? I'm talking Torrey Holt,
right.
Donald Driver in Green Bay, Roy Williams in Detroit, who people aren't showing any love to, and they should, and Steve Smith in Carolina. Those are just 4 guys that I would put ahead of T.O., and I'm trying to keep his antics out of this decision.
But it's hard for you to do that, though, isn't it?
Exactly. It's very hard. It's very hard to do that, and we talked about it earlier. The peers and the people vote on this Pro Bowl, and after the year that he's had, they just couldn't put T.O. on this team.
All right, Doug, you agree with that?
You don't get voted and get sports accolades based on what you do off the field. If that were the case, Lawrence Taylor wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He wouldn't have made a Pro Bowl. Ty Cobb wouldn't have been a baseball Hall of Famer.
Right.
Bottom line, the guy has 11 touchdowns. He's been a perennial Pro Bowler. I think he's been to like 5.
Yes, he has.
So it's kind of tough. I kind of understand because people just inherently are going to think about the things off the field.
Right.
I'm not really sure. I'm kind of on the fence on this.
Well, you
one.
have a ballot in
You gotta
front of
make a
you. Do you
decision.
put his
No
name on the
fence
ballot?
riding here.
Yeah, right.
Make a decision.
I'm going to push you on this one.
T.O. is one of the top
Fence.
3 wide receivers in the NFC.
So he should be in the Pro
Donald
Bowl.
Driver
Well,
should have made it.
At least today I have rubbed off on Ryan, who has seen the light about Terrell Owens because the players and coaches did make a statement. We are tired of your act, team obliterator. We don't care if you have 2 more catches and 7 more touchdown catches than Anquan Bolden. He's going to Hawaii and you are staying home. Thank you.
The 15 drops definitely hurt. I mean,
Yeah, it didn't help.
he's
He
got
leads
more
the
drops
NFL
by
in drops.
himself than the St. Louis Rams together. Okay, and they didn't bring him in there and pay him that money for him to drop the ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and you're right. If he catches those that he's dropped,
He's a pro.
that's a
Hey, he's a
phenomenal
Pro Bowler.
season, and you have to put him there.
And that's 4 more
All right.
touchdowns too.
Let's talk about Allen Iverson. He's not going to play when the Nuggets take on the Phoenix Suns. Red hot team. They've won 15 in a row. He hasn't been that busy. Are you disappointed, Doug, if you're a Nuggets fan, that he's not there for tonight's game?
Somewhat, but I'm kind of in the minority probably on my opinions of this. The guy's been in Philadelphia, I believe, 10 years. Logistically, it's somewhat of an issue. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, but the guy's moving his family and moving his life, you know, to Denver. And so I'll give him a game to miss. I'll give him a game to miss, but he'll be in uniform. He's going to give you 100% every night.
Jay, Skip, Doug, he's got it wrong. Okay, the guy's family is not playing basketball. It's AI. I'm telling you right now, Philadelphia played their hands when they sat him down and said we're going to trade him. Okay, so they had to make this trade, and Denver jumped on board at the right time. This trade was accelerated due to Carmelo Anthony missing 15 games, okay? Because of that fact alone, AI needs to be there, and he needs to be a part of that team because he can make that gap of Carmelo being gone disappear.
Hey, man, it's Doug and Ryan, not Cain and Abel.
By the way,
I'm telling it like it is.
Let me shake your hand, little brother, because this man knows his stuff, Jay. Did you hear? This is precisely
what it is.
what I don't love about Allen Iverson. Obviously, he should be there. What, is he taking a covered wagon there? I don't know. But he's obviously sending a message already to the Denver management. I follow my own schedule. I take my own sweet time to get there. Everybody always says to me, he plays so hard. He plays hard for me, myself, and Iverson, period. End of story.
We love the guy, great player. No one puts it on as hard as he does on the floor, but some of the off-the-court antics may cause a problem in Denver. He should be playing there right now. He should be in Denver,
That's
suited with
exactly
his
right.
team.
Right. Okay. We have found common ground again. Skipley Do-Right. Well done today, by the way. And also the Stews as well, Ryan and Doug. We're going to be back again tomorrow, and we'll do 10 more topics tomorrow. Also, a lot more on this Allen Iverson thing. Tonight, Stephen A. Smith will have an extensive sit-down interview that is coming up on, quite frankly, tonight, 11 o'clock Eastern time, right here on ESPN2. We're not done. Coming up, Denver may have struck gold, landing Allen Iverson. How far can he take the Nuggets this season? That's what we asked you in our ESPN Sports Nation poll question. We've tallied all the votes, and we're going to give you the answer coming up. Stay with us.
Y'all ready to order? And y'all ready to check me out in the amazing picture clarity of